Danny Flexon for Seconds Out, delighted to be joined by unbeaten heavyweight British, Commonwealth and about 5 other champions, Daniel Dubois. How you doing?
I'm good.
Do you lose count of the amount of titles you've got as well?
I want more, man.
You want more? Well, the Europeans on the line in October, hoping, if you come through against Erik Pfeifer, first of all. What do you make of Erik Pfeifer? What can you tell us about him?
Well, he's German style, he's a basic boxer, and he's experienced, so he knows his way around the ring, and it'll be a good fight. But I'm more than confident I'll come away with a devastating performance and make a statement.
You sparred him at GB when you were about 16 years old. Do you remember much of that? And if you do you take much from it, being so young at the time?
No, not at all. That was just goes to show how long I've been in this game. But, I've been. I've been around, and as you know, he's been around, and we crossed paths before, and now we're going to do it again in the ring.
Do you find it weird that he mentioned that he doesn't think you've got much of an amateur pedigree, given the fact he has seen you in the GB setup when you were 16 years old?
I know. These guys, they just, I guess you got to say something. It really makes no odds to me. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. So I'm just confident in myself and my ability.
It seems on paper that you've got the tougher test out of you and Joyce in what are being called tune-up fights. Given you've got less experience overall, albeit more fights as a pro, are you surprised you've been given the sterner test than Joe?
No, bring him on. Just all I said, bring him on. Not back away and shy away from the one. This game, I'm gonna, if I can get all the big fights now and go through them and prove myself and then keep level fighting.
Would you have liked to seen Joe have a harder test, perhaps, given that you're fighting him in October and you could come through a tough battle, he could get a blowout in 1 or 2 rounds potentially?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to be watching, studying that too much. I'm glad boxing's back on, to be honest, for a start. After all this chaos that just happened, I'm just excited to be back in the ring, getting ready for another fight, and looking forward to entertaining the public again.
Frank said you've got to climb a staircase to get to a world title fight, which starts with Erik Pfeifer, continues through Joyce, hopefully in your opinion, and then gets to that world title. Presumably that would be against Tyson Fury, as he's affiliated with Frank. How excited would you be to take on Fury, and how far away do you feel you are from being ready for that challenge?
No, these are my world title fights in my mind. These are the big names. These are the top fights. I've got to prepare myself 100% for. And to me, this is my time right now, my era.
So no thoughts on Fury at all?
Fury, yeah, definitely. It's definitely on the line. And if this is the way my career goes, then we're going to meet definitely someday.
Do you think he'll be tuning in? Maybe not to the tune-ups, but certainly to the fight with Joe in October?
Of course. Every top heavyweight out there will be watching, so the world is watching, all eyes are on us.
Have you mixed with Fury at all in terms of sparring or anything like that when you were younger?
We went up to his gym in Bolton, and we was up there for a week, I think, at camp. With his cousin Huey, and he came down, dropped in for a spar. And,
you only did like a round or two, I remember you telling me, yeah. What was that like? Do you get any kind of impression of him from such a short time in the ring?
Such a long time ago, I can't even remember what's history now, but yeah, I'm mixed with all of the big boys out there. I'm mixed with.
Has anyone, because you've sparred a lot of people, a lot of top heavyweights, has anyone particularly impressed you more than others? Has anyone stood out for you that you've sparred?
No, honestly, no.
So you feel you've kind of made a good account of yourself regardless of the level?
Whoever they are. I've been at this game working hard, and I'm just looking forward to showing what I can do in the ring.
You've worked, as you keep saying every time I've interviewed you, you've worked so hard from a young age to become what you are now. You've been obsessed with boxing pretty much. What's it going to mean to you when you finally get to that? I mean, you've already done so well, but when you finally get to that world championship, how are you going to be able to, I don't know, will you be able to finally relax?
Yeah, of course. It's mission accomplished goal. All my goals that I set out from day one have just been reached, and that would be a really special day. But for now, we just can't dream. We got to make it happen.
What will you spend all the money on? Because you're going to be a millionaire if all goes well. What are you going to spend it on? Because we don't get much insight into Daniel Dubois outside of the ring.
Well, we're going to get over the pond in USA and just buy out the place.
Yeah, you can start buying US property. Buy up the strip.
Yeah, just live life to the full, and whatever comfort in life we need or want, we can have it. So it's all on the line. You know, all these guys are going for it. I might as well go for it as well. This is the game.
You mentioned up there as well that you've missed boxing and you're really glad that it's going to be back on TV. Apart from getting into action yourself, which fights or shows are you most looking forward to watching?
To be honest, all the shows. I just want to see boxing back on. These fighters, we need to fight, and just to stay on top of things and not to go crazy. You know, as a fighter, we need to be in the gym and have a focus, and I'm glad I've got one now.
Another big heavyweight fight taking place in August is of course Dillian Whyte against Alexander Povetkin. What do you make of that fight, and also Whyte's decision to part ways with his long-time trainer, quite close to an important fight, because you've been with the same trainer since you turned pro?
You know, it happens in boxing. Fighters leave training. It's not nothing new. Dylan knows what's best for him, and you know, he's a man. He's his own man. So whatever Fury done it, they all do it. So it's nothing new.
What do you make of Povetkin Whyte as a fight? Who do you see coming out on top?
I think Whyte, because of his youth and where he's at, he's on the verge of a world title shot. It'd be foolish to let it slip away from him, but it'll be a good fight. I've sparred Povetkin, and he's a tough competitor. He's a tough customer. What
sort of problems do you think he can give Whyte from when you've sparred him? Because obviously you and Whyte are very different styles, but you must have got an idea of Povetkin's strengths and weaknesses.
Well, they're both good left hookers in my opinion, and they both like that shot, and they're both out there to win. Even though they're old in the game, they're still hungry fighters.
Any prediction for the Pfeiffer fight? It's hard to say Pfeiffer fight.
Probably, devastating performance.
You say that every time, and to be fair, you always live up to it.
No.
Any idea of the rounds, early, late?
I'm not a round predictor, but no round predictions.
But it's not going to points?
No.
All right, that's all I need to know. Brilliant. Well, we really appreciate it as always, and look forward to watching you in action.